Hey, what's shaking YouTube? Piper Downs back with you. On Monday evening. Drinking some decaf Dunkin' Donuts today. I don't want to get all wired out, too late at night. Decaf still has a little bit of caffeine, but not really enough to wire me out. Smoking on some full Virginia Flake. This stuff is killer. Anyway, I noticed a guy on Reddit who had posted this really interesting question about helping new pipe smokers or encouraging new pipe smokers by contributing um, by contributing by telling a few experiences, aha moments, moments of clarity, epiphanies, or moments where you learn something and all of a sudden, you were basically what the guy said was, what was that moment that made you a pipe smoker? Because you're not a pipe smoker the first time you smoke a pipe. Because it takes a while before you really even have a good pipe. Or, I mean, a good smoke, Because I know my first smokes wasn't any good, really. I got tongue bite and just, it wasn't pleasant. Although I had a few good bowls here and there. But really, I can tell you, I remember my first when I became a pipe smoker. When I realized that I would probably, I may not smoke a pipe for the rest of my life straight, but I would be a pipe smoker the rest of my life. I would maybe put it down, pick it back up, and which I've done. But I remember a couple years ago that I had placed an order from Pipes and Cigars. Up until that point, I had been smoking Captain Black and Walgreens brands, pharmacy blends, which are just Burley or Cavendish. But I placed an order for some Dunhill Flake, some Navy rolls, Dunhill Navy rolls, standard mixture mellow, and I think that was it. But I remember I could not wait to get that package. I couldn't wait, man. And when it got there, when it got to me, I remember when I opened the standard mixture mellow and was just aghast. It was just totally different from anything I had ever smelt or smoked. But I remember the first time that I smoked the Dunhill Flake, I just messed it all up, man. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I must have packed it wrong, probably was just trying to chief on it. I just remember getting a lot of tongue bite and being like, man, I don't like this Dunhill Flake. I don't like the Virginias. I like the Englishes. They're easier to smoke. They can give me tongue bite and stuff, and they were cooler. They didn't get as hot. But I was reading how guys were saying, you gotta smoke a flake right. so I started like experimenting on how I packed it. I just started kind of switching things up and trying to figure out how to I started switching it up to try and figure out, try and figure it out. I wanted to enjoy that stuff. I wanted to enjoy the tobaccos I had purchased. This is over 2 years ago, by the way. I think 3 years ago. And anyway, I remember this one time, because I had been reading, people were talking about, oh, the lemon yellow, the lemon Virginias, man, you get this citrusy flavor. I'm thinking, what the hell are these people talking about? I'm thinking, man, I haven't experienced none of that. All I get is ashtray flavor. It's gurgling like an MFer tonight. But anyway, this one time I rubbed it out real good. And I packed it like loose. I kind of packed it loose. And I smoked that bowl. And I just remember it just totally, it was like a moment of clarity. Boom, it just hit me. And all I could taste from this Dunhill Flake was lemons. All I could taste was citrus. It blew my mind. I could not believe that those flavors were actually in that tobacco like people said they were. And right then, pretty much, I realized what pipe smoking could be, how good it could be, how satisfying, how delicious. And I was just puffing on that bowl. Ooh, it was so good. And I had that same experience with McClelland's Christmas Cheer that year. I bought a tin of Christmas Cheer. I just fell in love. I was like, wow, I can't believe, I see what everybody's talking about, which I wasn't a huge fan of all of McClelland's stuff. I did really like the Frogmortons, however. I remember I had Across the Pond. I had Frogmorton Cellar. I had regular Frogmorton, and I've had Frogmorton's Bayou. I never had the On the Town one, though. But I pretty much settled on the regular Frogmorton. That was pretty much my favorite. That was the one that I missed when I smoked through the tin. But it's weird how your tastes change. I have a jar full that's years old, and I don't really smoke it. Man, this full Virginia Flake is just so good. But yeah, I realized how important, your technique, your packing, and how important rubbing it out, letting it dry, because, it just blew my mind. It blew me away how good it was. But it still took me a long time after that to perfect things. Like, really, I would say I didn't really perfect my technique until probably a month ago. Even even in the last month, I've gotten better. And even just as little as a week ago, like this week, I've just had the most amazing pipe smokes. I've just been really packing them right, letting them. I've been really, really diligent about letting it dry to the proper moisture content. I can't say that enough. One piece of advice to anybody out of anything I could say would be to dry your tobacco. Because if it's dry, it will not bite you. typically anyway. If it's dry and you pack it right. Mm. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and talk about that. I just thought it was interesting. The way the guy put it was saying, help another piper out. Give us some information. I'd be happy to see, some of you guys' thoughts on this, honestly. What were some of you guys' experiences that really solidified your pipe smoking hobby? Because you had to have had a good experience like that, or you wouldn't have invested the money, the time into the hobby. You wouldn't have bought all the pipes you bought. You wouldn't have bought all the tobacco you bought if you hadn't been hooked. If you weren't sure, if you weren't serious. But anyway, that's my little 2 cents. So I hope to hear from you guys. As usual, I appreciate all the comments and the well wishing and the and the everybody just pushing me on, or helping me, really just encouraging me, and it's awesome. But anyway, until next time, guys. Piper Downs, over and out.